Sophie Cunningham addresses Caitlin Clark revenge foul against Connecticut while throwing WNBA under the bus. "I think anytime you play with the GOAT of our league, you're gonna learn a lot," Sophie Cunningham said as she made her way to Indiana after spending 6 seasons in the Valley with Diana Taurasi. With that same fierce loyalty, Cunningham is now riding hard for the baby GOAT Caitlin Clark, who is carrying the league's torch. And just like she backed DT once without hesitation, she's doing the same for Clark. She's not afraid to fight for her, and she's definitely not afraid to speak up. By now, there's pretty much no one who doesn't know what went down in that chaotic Fever vs. Sun game. Indiana walked away with the dub, but that wasn't the biggest headline. Physicality was the theme of the night, and things hit a boiling point in the third quarter. That's when Caitlin Clark got poked in the eye by JC Sheldon and then shoved to the ground by Marina Mabrey. And while everyone watching expected Mabrey to be shown the door, she got just a tech. It was later upgraded to a flagrant 2. Fans were fuming, and it felt like the refs were losing their grip on the game. But as they say, every action has a reaction. Cunningham wasn't gonna let that slide. With 46.1 seconds left on the clock and the Fever already up 87-70, Sheldon drove in for a layup. And Cunningham straight up grabbed her midair and chucked her to the floor. No play on the ball. Just a whole lot of rage. Fever guard Lindsay Allen immediately stepped in, probably trying to stop the situation from spiraling, but Sheldon jumped right back up and went straight for Sophie. It took what felt like forever for the refs to sort it out. In the end, Cunningham got hit with a flagrant 2 and was ejected. Sheldon and Allen each picked up techs and were tossed too. But did Cunningham regret it? Not even a little. A lot of fans already figured that, especially since Sophie's a black belt in martial arts. Like, if she really wanted to hurt Sheldon, she probably could've. But it wasn't about that. It was about payback. And she pretty much confirmed that. "It was just part of the game," she said. Then added, "I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple years now of them just not protecting the star player, the WNBA. At the end of the day, I'm gonna protect my teammates. That's what I do. I'm a team player." She wasn't the only one calling out the refs. Even the announcers were over it. "Blaming this all on the officials tonight," one of them said. "If they had taken care of business earlier, we wouldn't be in this situation." They kept repeating it too. They weren't wrong. The officiating, or the lack of it, was the real issue here. Fever coach Stephanie White has talked about this more than once. After Tuesday's game, she said, "I think that it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing when officials don't get control of the ballgame, when they allow that stuff to happen. From the jump, it felt like the refs just let things slide. A bunch of hard plays went uncalled in the first half, and that lenience totally set the stage for the chaos that unfolded. Remember when Mabrey shoved Clark? That was originally just a tech. But had the refs actually called it a flagrant in real time, maybe things wouldn't have blown up the way they did. It's about more than just one missed call. It's about all the little ones leading up to it, but it's not just this game. It has long been an issue that the league is not protecting their star player. Clark's rookie year in 2024 had its share of incidents too. Opposing players roughed her up. Fans weren't happy then, and they're definitely not happy now. Even in the Liberty game on May 24th, the Fever were down 2. Final possession. Natasha Cloud made contact with Clark and refs didn't call a foul. Clark threw her hands up in disbelief, and both she and Cunningham let the officials hear it. A replay showed Cloud pushing her shoulder into Clark's as the ball came loose. That non-call could have sent Clark to the line to tie or win the game. So Sophie's had enough. And now she's doing what she feels needs to be done, protecting her teammate herself. She's not just putting players on notice. She's putting refs on notice too. Remember when former NBA All-Star Joakim Noah said the Fever needed an enforcer to protect Clark? He said it last September, "If I was the owner of the Indiana Fever, I would get a real enforcer in there to protect her." Well, they did, and Indy fans love it. Also, Cunningham did pick up a fine after all this. But her stock with the Fever fanbase just went way up and made up for it. Sophie Cunningham cashes in while defending Caitlin Clark. It's been a very busy week for Indiana Fever guard. After that wild clash with the Connecticut Sun, Cunningham found herself at the center of controversy, and clearly, she's not running from it. In fact, she might just be cashing in.